Hello. Welcome to episode 376 of Prog Review. And today I'm talking about Talking Heads Remain in Light. This was suggested by people on the Facebooks. Because I do that sometimes if I'm bored. I say, tell me what to do. And I cherry pick the album that's most conducive to me. Now, this is Talking Heads Remain in Light. You've probably not seen this version because it comes from... Got to be careful. I'm not banging this against my head. It comes from this. It's called The Brick. And it's the box set. I don't know if you can see that. Of all their albums. And this was released a few years back now. And it's an unusual one because it's a dual disc. It has CD on one side and DVD on t'other. And on the DVD it's in 5.1. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject. Email. Oh, someone's bought something on eBay. Oh, that was a Porcupine Blu-ray just sold there. God, someone got a bargain. Yeah, everything must go in the great Darren Lock sale. Yeah, this was the fourth album by Talking Heads, released in October 1980. All those years ago. Talking Heads are one of the few American bands that I can be bothered to talk about. I always thought see them more as more European than American, especially as they've got that Brian Eno on the production desk again. He was with them for the previous album, Fear of Music, and he's here again. This is the second outing with them, and his feet are well and truly under the table. In fact, one of the problems I have with this record is it's got Eno all over it, you know. It feels to me like a Brian Eno album, you know, especially on the rhythmic side of things, because what he did is he brought the idea of, you know, multi-percussive, polyrhythmic rhythm tracks to the band. He gave them almost an African outlook on rhythm, which I didn't have before, and so... I mean, that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because you feel like, where does Brian Eno begin and Talking Heads end? And again, if you've read there's a really good biography I've got on the bookshelf of them. You know, Eno was kind of angling to be like a full-time member of the band. You know, he really wanted to be in Talking Heads, but I think most of them, I think everyone except David Byrne had other ideas. So yeah, that's one of my problems with the record because I don't really feel it's I don't know, not authentic. Again, it's not. It's moving away from what I like about Talking Heads on their first couple of albums. It's moving further away. But that's not to say I don't. Yeah, I'm in conflict. We also have contributions from a certain Adrian Belew on here. John Hassell as well plays the old trumpet. I was going to say toot toot then, but yeah, and yeah, even I mean one name that when I was looking at whenever I look, oh, someone got a Stephen Wilson DVD for 99p there. Wow. It shows you that whatever Wilson does isn't worth a damn cent, is it? Yeah, one of the names on the personnel list, which always makes me giggle, is that of the late great Robert Palmer. They played percussion. Can you believe that? Yeah. I always find that unusual. But yeah, there was a lot of people involved in it, a lot of people involved in the engineering, and yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of many classic tracks on there. You know, it opens with Born Under Punches. You know, again, you hit the ground running. It's a very what's the word? Very active. Again, the album is, you know, very straight ahead. The drums and the percussion are just, and as the album progresses, when you turn it over, it gradually unwinds. It's like a spring unwinding. That's how I see it. That's how I feel it. And so you get this real head of steam on the first two tracks, Cross-Eyed and Painless, leading into great curve as well. Very urgent tracks, very urgent, very busy. Yeah, good stuff. And again, this is, you've got to remember, this is 1980. This is this is the cutting edge of studio production here, using loops and, like I say, these various rhythm sources. So it's all kind of new. It's very new kind of music that they're producing, and you do get to hear this on the 5.1. I know people like to make fun of me and my surround sound obsession, but with the surround mix, you do hear the percussion and rhythm track kind of thrown around, so it really opens up the sound. If it was an LP, we turn it over and it is that song, that song is on the album, Once in a Lifetime. And again, it's an iconic song backed up by an iconic video. They're probably their greatest moment. It's probably the song that defines them, more so than even like Psycho Killer. Again, it's got Eno all over it. The backing vocals, Eno, he's just there. He runs through the album like a stick of rock, and I personally find it distracting because I'm a big Eno fan, and I hear him, doing his various things, and then I come to him, and I can just hear him everywhere. And then we go Houses in Motion, Seen Not Seen. And again, like I say, you feel like the album slowly unwinding until you get to the last track, The Overload, which is I always find it very strange, and it's their band trying to be, there's a lot of that, trying to be Joy Division. Apparently the idea behind it is they would be in Joy Division despite never hearing a track from Joy Division. They'd read a lot of reviews of the band and thought, let's try and get a vibe going, and that's what The Overload is. And it's like the air being let out of the tyres. It's a strange album in that respect. A very important album. It's not necessarily my favourite Talking Heads album. Again, I like their earlier stuff. When it was what do you call it? Alternative. What is it called? Alternative rock, alt rock, or whatever. All these different names for it. I quite like the energy of that, but again, Eno and Baloo and everyone else brings a different energy to the album. What else can we say about it? Yeah, I mean, it's 3 years before they do another one. 3 years before Speaking in Tongues comes out, and by that time, they've dumped Eno and they've gone back to more traditional Talking Heads fare. But it's still a very important album. It gives you a glimpse of what Eno could have been if he'd have been in a band, and it's it shows you what you can do, well, what could be done at that time. I mean, now this stuff is fairly commonplace, but it was a revolutionary time for mixing up various genres of music. So yeah, an important record in terms of a rating. Oh, don't make me rate it. Email. Another one. Only £3.50. Can you believe that for a Stephen Wilson Blu-ray? What a waste of money. Wish I'd never bought the bloody things. What can I say? I'm going to give this. Again, it's a classic album, but it's not one of my favourites. What do I do? Do I give it the mark that everyone expects, or do I? I'm going to give this. I'm going to be controversial. I'm going to give it my own mark. I'm going to give this 4 great curves out of 5. That's 4 great curves out of 5.